All right, welcome everyone. Resemblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we're here for
Oshinoko, Season 2, Episode 6, The Play.
The play is
Here
on.
we are. Yep.
The stage is set.
And the stakes
And
are
these
set.
pieces move.
They do. And the competition is high.
Competition
because from
is
a bunch
hot.
of different angles.
Yeah.
It's hot. It's okay with murder. It's all sorts of things. And there's even a past experience between two characters that we didn't think would have known each other necessarily.
Yeah, then it might have just been like professional kind of awareness, but now
Right.
it's like, no, they worked together and they had an interaction that wasn't favorable or fun.
And that
especially Akane.
And Kana remembered it, even though Akane was just another person back then.
Right.
Yeah.
So that'll be fun, and they're excited to work together now. So that's
Yep.
fun.
Compete for the affections of their audience.
Right.
And only their audience.
And Aqua, meanwhile, is worried about his whole inner self just going haywire as he's holding on to that pain, and will have to give it all in his emotional acting in the performance, which he has not resolved the trauma and pain surrounding. So that's gonna be good.
It
now,
will
do you
indeed.
think this whole play will go in an episode?
I think so.
You think so?
I think so. I think it's going to go in the full episode. There's the possibility that they could leave it off with the cliffhanger of then, oh shit, this is the moment. What do I do?
And how do they improvise? Like
but I think it's going to be all in the one episode.
Okay, cool. Yeah. I'm really excited they can pull it off all in the one episode. What's going to be tricky is, doing that montage bit where we show that the runtime of the play is longer than the runtime of the episode.
Right.
But we don't show all those things because we're maybe going behind the scenes and looking at more of the main cast stuff. But we also have some of the other characters who are working really hard. Our boy from Sweet Today is here. And he's getting bullied a bit, but
I want him to show that dude up.
He wants to do his best and not just be, he was the worst part about it, but or maybe just like he wasn't as good as so and so, but rather than focusing on it as comparative, it's more he had a nice set of scenes.
Right, like his win is to have nobody notice him.
Right.
Where it's just it's just part of the play.
Yeah, just part of the play. Yeah. The talking points, in some ways, are definitely not going to be surrounding him with what we're cooking up here.
Oh, for sure.
So in some ways, you're already set for success as long as you don't, fuck
Botch
it up.
Things, yeah.
Right. But all right, y'all. Without further ado, let's get into this. Whoa. I feel like I'm in the audience. Yeah. Shit. Whoa, I got chills. Whoa.
この物語はある男が一振りの刀を手にすることで始まる。
Oh shit. Oh shit.
Oh. Just directly lifted, manga panels and stuff, yeah. This is the fun difference, but because this is in Japan, there's no people going, "Whoa, Saruki! Oh my god!" But if this was in the US specifically, the people would be screaming for their favorite characters when they came up so much.
Absolutely.
But
I love you!
Oh my god! All right, and here we go. Yeah.
There'd be a bunch of foaming mouth guys basically from Avatar just freaking out.
Oh shit, she looks good. Mm-hmm. Damn. Dude, the full intro, we were right there alongside them. Oh my god.
Oh.
Wait, this is so meta. We're going to watch it all from this perspective?
No way.
That would be nuts.
I mean, we gotta have some close-ups.
We will, but
although maybe they'll do it on the side panel screens.
Yeah. Here we go.
Okay.
なんだこれ。光って。
その名刀を捨てて逃げるか、私と戦うかよ。このやつ、地獄で後悔しな。
Fuck!
And the acting involves also all this wire work. That's
Right.
nuts.
That is nuts.
手にした持ち主には様々な力が。
Cool, and showing how they're working in the
Right.
exposition for everything.
ものは国家を手にする。
俺が最
jeez, whoa!
All right.
And we're getting all the production values of the
Yeah.
anime in this.
Uh-huh. Doing that kind of flip while still being on cables is nuts.
Yeah. So that's early chapters.
Right.
That's when her character changes over the course of the.
Yeah, she first got introduced, you know.
Right. The classic thing of. Yes, as we build our.
Right.
Yeah.
その中でも
Affection, yeah.
与える刻みを任せば犬種同士の結婚に敗れた者は命を差し出すか相手の配下になるしかないんだ
Oh, the way there's hearts in the
Yeah,
blade.
yeah.
I just realized that.
Yeah. Yeah, they're moving the pacing quite quickly.
Uh-huh. Right, montaging through, like, the other... Yeah, okay.
俺たちも仲間にしてくれよ
That's it. That's your line. As long as you get that. Okay.
All right.
I think you did okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah.
And having that all captured and recorded, and then
次は渋谷の鬼大使だ
oh,
Oh,
let's
shit.
introduce him.
The other group.
Yeah,
Damn.
different perspective shift. They're doing all this to set that up. That we're gonna have a whole bunch of other characters they'll be following. Yeah.
I'm loving the music.
Nice. Okay. So it's kind of understood you're going through a, a saga
Multi-part,
story. Yeah.
第2幕はブレイドによって統一された
Okay.
クラスタと
Here we
家
go.
族が徒党を組んだ渋谷クラスタの対立が描かれる
Nice how we're seeing, like, the behind the scenes a bit more.
Right.
どうしても戦わなきゃダメなんですか
Or is this our boy?
Oh, he might be.
やり権を与えられこんな戦いに巻き込まれて
No. This is him. Yeah.
普段の性格と真逆のキャラの
Right.
作の再現が完璧
He's actually channeling the character and that madness of like,
Right.
whoa.
君は2.5次元のルールに縛られない舞台にするつもりだと思ってたけど
もちろんそこも狙ってますよ
Yeah. What ways are they expanding that?
既存のルールを守りつつ程よく壊しつつの塩梅を狙えたら最高じゃないですララライのみんなもすぐに彼から学べるものは多いと聞いて
Yeah. Everyone's absorbing
Okay.
what they
こ
can.
のように2.5
Yeah.
作法を吸い取っていった彼だけ
Uh.
ちょっとわからなかったかな
Yeah.
そこまで知名度があるわけでもなく演技力はベテランと並べられるものじゃない
Yeah.
市場って
世の中そんなもんでしょ相手の席やったら気に入ってる子をねじ込むもんだ
Okay. Huh.
だって君も好きでしょがむしゃらに努力する子
Ah.
Nice.
Yeah.
ほら京アマの時の
Cool.
厳しい目で彼を見てる人が
Uh-huh. Yeah.
Oh, I can't imagine. I
Yep.
can't imagine.
中学校に入学して速攻さ
Fuck.
Oh.
黙っていても人は寄ってくるし女を好きになれば向こうから告ってきた
Oh.
適当にいじれば笑いがと
Right. He's got pretty privilege. Yeah. Yep.
適当にやりゃいいだ
Sure.
And then it went terribly.
と思ってて
なんで人が魂削って作った作品に下手な人を使うんだろう
素人に毛に生えた程度の演技じゃねえか何の苦労もしねえで顔だけで仕事取ってる下手くそはよ
And now he's actually bringing out
Right.
the wrong impression in the acting as well.
But a genuine one.
yeah.
違ったんじゃねえの俺が最初から本気で望んでたら
Sure.
この作品はもっと
So no more winging it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Now he's putting everything into it. Yep.
貴様のような鬼は
クションしてる割に息も上がってない。
Yeah.
の人ちょっとさ、あんまし。
Oh, they can still tell.
Yeah. Damn it.
ほら、客はお前の下手だと思ってるぜ。いいんじゃねえの。
Okay, what did Aqua say?
その下手さをうまく活用すればいいって言ってるんだ。
Okay.
How?
Be the heel.
稽古期間の1ヶ月をどう使うかは自由だけど、全体を良くしようとしてもやけに
Just focus on
Right.
one
just
moment.
that scene.
Yeah, yeah.
一点に全て
Right. So then people don't remember all that other stuff. and they
Right.
just
So that
remember
it's the, oh, he wasn't that great. Well, actually,
Uh-huh.
yeah.
地味で目立たなかったメガネ女子が
Whoa!
Oh!
何の取り柄もないと思ってたオタクが
No shot!
No way!
No shot!
気圧だ。
Yeah. That was awesome! yeah.
Even the manga!
Oh, yeah, and in a live performance,
And
too.
now he's giving everything here.
Right.
She's like, where was this for my
Yeah.
work, you
それ
know?
をうまく使えばいいって言っただけ。
Oh my
Right.
god, yes!
Yeah.
予想外の
Yes.
出来事が起こった時に情報収集能力
That-
が発生するのは人
That is my favorite kind of experience.
Yep.
このシーンは初めて出会った強敵に敗北した俺が根性だけで相手に
Okay.
立ち向かう
Yeah. Your moment, yeah.
ここ半年ちゃんとレッスンを受けてきたもののここの役者たちはレベルが違いすぎる
陶器はさや姫のことどう思ってるんだろう。崇拝、親愛、もっと複雑な。
Yeah, how do they feel? Yeah.
刻みというキャラがどういう人間なのかなんとなくしか分かりゃしね
I wonder if he asked like the mangaka or he like read the manga from here. Like,
I'm sure he did.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
えかっこ悪いどうしてそんな
Can you see the parallel?
yeah.
Yeah.
Right, right.
Oh, wait, shit.
That's why the casting's perfect.
yeah.
Fuck. Whoa. Yeah, he's connecting with the character right now.
Yep, yep.
Fuck, let's
Yep,
go!
Yep, yep, yep,
He
yep.
sees it!
All right. All right. Let's go.
悔しいって感情が客席
Right! Right, it's coming from deep within his soul!
Yep.
この1ヶ月をこの1分のために注いだ
Yeah.
And in our battle
Right,
show,
right, yeah, yeah,
the idea of like
uh-huh.
training for a
Right,
minute
right,
of time that you'll get to just
Yeah.
form shot.
Oh, oh, oh.
There it is. Yeah. Drop out of all that. Fuck,
Oh my
this is
God.
amazing.
This is
Chase it,
gorgeous.
chase it!
Yeah. Run after
Yeah.
it. Grab it with both hands. I'm
What?
spellbound.
What is this? Holy shit!
Yeah. And that's the most heart-rending part of it. Yeah. Everyone's rooting for you and then you still lose. What an injustice.
Yeah,
He won, or did he?
right.
鴨志田さん急にアドリブ入れてすんなよやるじ
Ah!
ゃんゲネンタクと全然違えな
Wait, what was ad-libbed?
Probably that he took things directly from the manga or something, or
I don't know.
just some extra details. Fuck!
感情乗ってなんぼだよな
Oh my god!
あん時お前が言ってた言葉
That was his hands from all that practice
Yeah.
work.
楽しいわこれ
Okay.
Aqua, our shadow
Awesome.
leader, like
Yeah.
influencing so much here.
Goddamn.
All right, Oshinoko coming at us
man.
with another perfect episode.
I think this is my new favorite episode of the season.
I mean, of the season for sure.
Yeah,
this,
like that.
this was special because
Uh-huh.
one, they have to do the meta thing of giving us a play
Yep.
animated for
Right,
anime,
right.
but in a way that we feel like we're watching the play, which that beginning part really set the immersive tone.
Oh
for
yeah,
the
that was
episode.
fantastic.
But the part that was so incredible was that the character that we were really, excited to see explored here with Melt and stuff was
Right.
not just given the general focus point of the episode. No, he was the emotional core of the entire episode. To the point that it almost got like a little bit worrying for me. I'm like, wait, so then the pacing of the play is going to be much slower because we're going to be taking time with each character.
And I gotta
Aqua
say,
wasn't even really touched upon other
Nope.
than his supportive role of influencing him with how he was going to act and stuff.
And I'm really glad they did it this way because I was so emotionally invested in what was happening with Melt that if it had been in the same episode as Aqua,
Yeah.
I just know I would not be in the right emotional
Yeah,
space
yeah.
in order to properly be engrossed in Aqua's performance, right?
Right. I would love to know how this was adapted from manga to anime here,
Oh,
because
sure, yeah.
I also didn't really feel that chapter kind of bridge ever. And usually an anime episode is going to have, at least 2 chapters that they're drawing from for, the adaptation side of things.
Right.
And I didn't feel that at any point in
I
this
certainly didn't
episode.
feel it consciously in the episode, but I wouldn't be surprised if the point in
like
which
the
they
flashbacks
started...
and stuff.
Yeah, like once they started actually going into Melt's focus, it's like, okay, that's the chapter break.
Sure. That could be it, yeah. But that part was just so enjoyable because we had kind of gotten this vibe that what made Aqua so important to focus on as the main character in this kind of performance side of things is that he himself is a living actor. He is living out the act of being this just kid who is, just trying to go about their life normally when he's on the hunt, actually. So the idea that then all these actors will be at different levels of acting ability to where they're either way better than Aqua or they're way worse than Aqua and everything in between, having the character be first focused on in the actual final performance who is the worst performer, someone we had established before to be the, kind of the typical example of what not to do when acting.
Right.
Even if you're born with great looks and, general appeal from a physical perspective, you still have to put in a lot of work here. And
They're the heel from the performance side of things.
right. He needed basically the most work. And thus we needed to find a clever way to show that he had been working without taking a lot of focus away from the general play behind the scenes story, because that would have been too much. So the way that they're using it here, we had a lot of this set up with him, working with Kana a lot more. But then also in this that I don't want to go too much into theories of anything sussy with the guy who set him up to be casted or what have you. I maybe got
there
a
were
ping
certain-
I got a ping of something potentially there.
Right.
But
I assumed that Kana was his, the person he was going to for that extra instruction, and yet that's where he mentioned the...
Right. But that doesn't necessarily correlate to that.
Right.
But,
of course,
but
they all have acting instructors.
Right. But the idea that, he saw in this kid something that potentially even, if the, mangaka who knows the characters really well couldn't see in him because they didn't know his story. And probably this, director guy, he also he did know his story. So he could be like, oh, no, you're saying this is kind of the general rundown of the profile of the character that needs to be casted. Oh, I've got somebody who can evoke that emotion very well. And maybe in some ways, it's not that he can evoke it well right now, but I know he has the capacity to when he actually works hard on something.
I wouldn't be surprised if even the whole thing with Sweet Today was him basically being like, this project is already kind of being sacrificed, so I'll get something out of this sacrifice by, go into this when you're not a good actor, right? And that'll motivate you, to then be like, oh, shit.
Maybe, and maybe even also it puts him in the realm of manga adaptations as well. For casting, kind of general pools that they're drawing from.
Right.
Which is kind of Machiavellian to kind of be potentially manipulating things to that level. But I don't want to delve too deep into that. I think it's more just amazing that his acting was able to be brought up to the surface because of something that we talked about in previous discussions. This was not just acting. Acting is drawn from real things that you bring
Right.
forth there. So rather than making the distinction of whether this was, not even acting because it's coming from his real emotions or what have you, or he's able to act even more because he's able to draw from those real life experiences and stuff. What came from this was he tapped into, maybe the first time ever, the desire to chase after something that was a struggle, that didn't come to him naturally and easily, and feel rewarded by people going, look at that, look at that acknowledgement, that,
Yeah.
oh
I'll
shit,
be
you
able
didn't-
to actually earn something for once. You know, yeah.
And that's gotta feel so fucking good.
It's got to feel incredible.
Yeah.
Like
and even the guy that could have been an asshole about it was like, nah, man, you ad-libbed that shit. Like you put
What the fuck?
was
Like,
what
yeah.
was that?
Yeah.
It even worked on him.
Right.
The guy who was
Yeah,
bullying him
exactly.
and being a fucking asshole was like, nah, I
was
see
awesome.
it too. In some ways, I see it even more than the audience because I watched you, fuck it up all the time in
Yep.
rehearsals and stuff. So
Yeah, this was absolutely delightful. The way that the visuals portrayed the internal, journey was phenomenal. Like, yes, it absolutely felt evocative of like Your Name, with the whole like, thread sequence and all that stuff. The reveal of like just we're starting his backstory with my first year of middle school.
I was
my
taken advantage of.
I was taken advantage of by my third year senpai. Okay, all right, yeah, that's definitely a way to kick this off. Like, and the way that he just sort of like casually says it, like there's that bit of him that maybe understands how that maybe fucked him up in the head, but like also he says it very casually, like,
it's I think there's something really cool in that this happened to him probably like at least 5-6 years ago. you know?
yeah, if it was first year of middle school, that'd be like
He
what,
was
12, 13?
years old. He
Yeah.
was 12 years old, yeah.
Yeah, that's
Because 12, 13, 14, and then high school is 15,
15,
16,
17.
17. So,
Yeah.
He was 12 and they were 14. And that just happened.
yeah.
The idea also as well that he then goes through life basically realizing that things are just really smooth. Things just really go a lot better. I'm really glad we're tackling this also from the male perspective because I feel like there's a lot of misogyny that comes in the what's been quoted by culture as kind of pretty privilege, specifically more towards women. And I think that using Melt to kind of explore this topic here is really, really good because I think that people need to understand that there are privileges and things that shape your worldview. And there are environmental things, basically things you didn't choose, things you're outside your control. But when you become aware of them, you have the opportunity to kind of rebalance yourself a little bit and kind of take and incorporate in the acknowledgement of like, okay, this is the reality that I'm living in right now. What can I do with this?
Yeah.
You basically add agency back into your situation by becoming aware of what your environment and what you bring to the environment mix into. And there's some really cool things that can come from that. It's kind of the way in which a lot of people who we look at that are famous end up using their fame for really awesome things potentially.
Oh, okay, sure. Yeah.
Like it's something that fame's a much more complicated mixture because there's choices that they made that did actually help make them famous and stuff. But a lot of times it can just be, oh, you're really attractive, or some director basically put you in the perfect casting for this thing that then made you break out into roles for the next 10 years.
It's easy to be like, oh wow, isn't that awesome that Melt is so hardworking? And it's like, yes, that's great. But it's that whole thing of someone who did not have that pretty privilege, it wouldn't matter if they worked really hard.
It didn't matter. It wouldn't matter in the slightest.
Or not nearly to the same degree. Whereas with this, it's you've got all this great stuff. Cool. And you also work hard. Great. So that's not a hindrance.
Right.
Awesome.
We know you have the capacity for this thing because of their connection relationship with you, which is the thing that goes past the surface facade of your, physical, beauty or what have you. But I really liked that this episode was used to focus on the inner workings of a person and basically using something that I don't even know if is intended. The idea that this play is a very glitzy, glamorous production
Yes.
with this gloriously wonderful production value that basically is showing that they're putting in so much effort to make it just look amazing. But a lot of the people that are coming here as fans, the mangaka, everyone else, they're actually more probably on their like deepest level, especially like the more fans they are of the manga, they're wanting to just see a good adaptation. They're like,
Sure.
I want to see that moment, that my favorite moment from the manga,
right,
have you
right.
brought to life in a
Yes.
way that's going to make me
Yes.
go,
Oh, absolutely.
holy shit.
Yeah.
So in
yeah,
some ways,
uh-huh.
the glitz and glamour, the pretty factor of it all, is the thing that
that
does
draws
bring people into the seats that
yeah.
would never have come here.
that draws in the numbers and it keeps the people immersed to the point where they can hopefully get
Be
the proper
open for that.
open for the experience that then you will give them.
Right.
It doesn't take it doesn't
They come part and parcel. They
right,
assist
yeah,
each
exactly.
other. Right.
It's one of the things that's often brought up in like writing, for instance, is
Yeah.
the idea of like the value of prose.
Sure.
And oftentimes
Yeah.
that's something that is underestimated. I know for myself personally,
Uh-huh.
because it's the no, but the story. Let's get to the story, and it's like, okay, yes, that's
Mm-hmm.
totally, but people won't necessarily get to the awesome moments of the story, or won't be able to appreciate
you
them
don't
and
have
be
any
fully
artistry.
immersed. Yeah, if the journey of just reading the words themselves is not a pleasant experience, right? And so
Yeah.
in this situation, yeah, if it's not this, absolutely incredible like theater production and all that stuff, I'm guessing the mangaka would not be able to have that kind of, that same kind of smile on her face when you do the awesome thing that you practiced really hard on, right?
Right.
Because it's there's multiple pieces to the puzzle.
Right. And I wanted to get at that really cool factor where a lot of the moments where they focused on the audience specifically was not in the production, but in the way then that the characters were portrayed and adapted well by the actors and the directing and all that
Yeah.
other stuff that was put into place here. But that's the kind of thing that was the conflict before we got to this point of people then attributing all that stuff to like one person or
Sure. Right.
or the failure all to one person.
Right. If it's a failure, it's the scriptwriter's fault. If it's a success, it's the, mangaka's, good work.
Right,
Yeah.
genius here. But what I think we have given power to Melt in this regard is that nobody is going to think that that scene was because of anything but Melt putting in everything into
right.
that role. When people leave the theater, when they talk about their favorite moments, some of them are going to be like, but that actor that
Right.
played Kizami,
Yeah.
he really went all out in that one
Right.
that one moment for his death and stuff.
Melt
you know?
did absolutely pop off here.
Yes.
And yet at the same time, Goa probably won't get any appreciation for the fact that he wouldn't have been able to be set up in order to give that kind of awesome performance if not for having this fantastic script adaptation to then make there be the space and the setup for that to happen.
Sure, possibly. You could also go for the fact that the guy that set up the casting connection
Sure.
will never get appreciated either because they could have just grabbed somebody else who would have done a pretty good,
Right.
performance
And
and,
I
stuff.
love that they brought
and
up-
it would have been more even and
Right, and so
have
it doesn't stand out as much.
Right.
And I love that they brought that up because I've said many times on this channel, almost to the point of it being like a a meme or a joke. But like that is my favorite kind of experience to go into a story and be like, I'm not necessarily expecting.
I'm not
too
here for much. Yep.
I'm not here for much.
Yep.
I'm here to just eat some popcorn, have a good time, right?
Yep.
And then you get something that surprises you, and you're like, oh shit, and then you start paying
It's what
attention.
Sweet Today was.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly. Because it does then make your guards down, right?
Right.
You're already, if you're already watching it with low expectations, like there's nothing that you need to bring to the table.
Right.
They're already satisfied, and then everything past that is just is just extra sprinkles on top.
I find it actually a worthy practice for me, and I'm sure viewers, you might find this an interesting thing to try as well. I'm sure some of you already do this, or maybe even really well you do this, but it's actively a part of mine to use, like in anime, the opening not as a way to hype myself up, but to properly set my expectations.
Yeah.
Which is somewhat similar in that they're one
in
is the
some ways
umbrella
that
of the
means
other.
hyping yourself up. In some ways it means other things.
In some ways it means other things. And for me, there are times where I will actually like, if I'm really, really excited for an anime and something like that, I don't want to use like specific examples because I can't really think of any off the top of my head that would be like exactly right because those are distant memories and stuff like that. But in this one here, for instance, I was thinking that we were going to be focused almost on the play, not enough. I had an expectation that we were going to be getting most of the play in one episode, and I was a little bit worried that that wasn't going to go super well. So the idea that we got more episodes focused on the play, we went really in depth. We did do the flashback stuff. We did do a lot of the inner thoughts and stuff like that while they're on the performance, and you have the dialogue that they're saying also there. Those predictions ended up being right, but they ended up being way better than I could have thought by focusing on a character that carries within their struggle the heart of what this arc's conflict primarily is that when you have all these moving parts and stuff like that, one person kind of throwing a wrench into things can fuck up everything else. And yet, one person adding that little bit extra, going a little bit above and beyond, literally raises everything else that little bit more.
Oh yeah, yeah. This is like if you think about it from the standpoint of almost like a concert or like a wrestling lineup. He's the crowd warmer.
Right.
You know, like he comes out and he does his thing.
He literally in the story sets up the main character to come in.
Right. And so here, this is the episode that we get of the play before Aqua's episode, before the main character that deals with then in their episode probably the main conflict of the entire show. Right? And oh hey, what a warm up it was.
What a warm up.
You know, like he didn't have to do much, but damn, we're ready.
Damn, everybody's ready now. And in some ways, the part that the mangaka was so afraid of, I would say, with this play, was that people that were super fans, or even just fans in general of the manga, that were going to come here, spend their money, spend their time, get all their expectations up because they're maybe not able to properly set expectations, we're going to have a lot of room for disappointment because how do you adapt, my baby into this work here? And now that she put her, her full actual creative stamp on the work itself, there might have been an even more trepidation of being like, well, shit, I'll know that if this doesn't work as well, that a little bit of it is my fault now.
Right.
So seeing her just bouncing and little steam coming off her, it's like, how
did the thing? I imagined the thing, and that was just in my head, but how they physically did that. Like,
right.
Yeah.
That's special. That's really special.
Oh, yeah.
That is so awesome. So really good stuff, really fun stuff. I love the build-up within this in the meta sense that we are watching a production of a production.
Right. And we don't know how the performance goes, right? So like what's ad-libbed versus what's just he just fully understood the performance that he needed to give so that the things that feel like changes in the scene, they're actually just that he fully understands why the change is happening and so it feels natural,
and then also just the animation, the godlike animation stuff to show the diving into Melt's inner self and seeing what's in there and trying to pull every little bit of himself out into this performance, in some ways being raw, open, and vulnerable. But in a way, because of all the glitz and glam, nobody necessarily really sees exactly why.
Right, they just know that it was something beautiful. But and something that I want to give a shout out to, because of course the part where he's chasing the stars, like, oh my God, it's it's incredible. But I want to give a shout out to the decision to have that very like minimal detail, like more cartoony kind of like world that he was in for that bit. Right.
And then he collapses
out of it, and then you get the starbursts from that.
Right. That transition. Yeah.
Like you know, we don't need to be told what that means. We can guess.
Oh yeah, there's
You know,
there's a
it's
lot of
telling
specific things
plenty,
it could mean.
right?
Yeah.
You know, and I love it.
And then,
Love
of
it.
course, the fun other thing of we've got the little star in the eyes kind of visualization thing that's used a lot in this anime.
Yep.
It's used for a couple characters now.
Right.
The idea that Melt basically got his during
Right.
that moment. That's
Yeah, he tapped into one
That's
for all.
really
He
good.
did the, you know, yeah. Uh-huh.
yeah.
Yep.
That was awesome. So
Yeah.
now you see what it looks like. Aqua, you were kind of, you know, giving him the advice that's, you know, also a little bit helpful for you, kind of.
Sure.
In a way of, you know, showing vulnerability and stuff. So
Yep.
good luck with that in the next episode.
Yeah.
Most likely the next episode, but we'll see.
Right.
We'll
Because we didn't, yeah. I think it'll be the next episode.
I think
And
we could do the rest of the play probably in another episode.
Yeah, and I
But,
like
you
the
know,
way of that being
depends.
Yeah, we don't have to, but if it is something where that's how it's done, I think that'll be really good because then we have the Melt episode and we have the Aqua episode. So like each episode has like a character that it's
True.
primarily following, and we can get the full arc
The
of
only
them. you
right.
know,
The only thing I would add into that is that Akane does need focus for the play because she is kind of the main girl of this arc, if you will.
Right, she's the main girl of this arc, and yet she is not set up as much to have a specific conflict in
Well,
this
no,
arc.
it is.
Oh no, wait.
It's-
oh no,
it's
yeah.
her
No,
and
yeah. So
Kana.
yeah, so it could be we get Melt and then we get Akane and Kana and then Aqua.
Aqua.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
And
it.
There's definitely the whole we've done first act and we're into the second act and we could do the second act and then dip into the third act and then the end of the play is also spilling out into the post-play
Sure,
stuff.
because there's that too. Yeah, we could absolutely have it be something where like if we get a Kana Akane episode, then we have like Aqua's whole thing, like it leaves
The
the
end of the
cliffhanger of
play.
the actual thing there. Aqua's whole thing, the play ends, and then we get Aftermath.
Yeah.
Yeah, that way it's like a 2.5 episode play. I think
sure.
that could work really well.
Work. But all right, y'all, thank you so much for watching this incredible episode's reaction and discussion. If you want to see the next episode's reaction and discussion right now, though, we got cards on the YouTube channel now. So check that out. Check that out. Those are up there. Links up there for Patreon. You can get early access there, full-length timer reactions there, and any level of support there gets you access to our Discord, so you can chat with us in the community there about this show, about anime in general. Also, be sure to check out our Twitch channel is also be up there. So yeah, if any of that interests you, we'll see you there. But until then, we're Semblance of Sanity. I'm Caleb.
I'm Jacob.
And we'll see you all next time.